Hi, this is Garvey Campbell, and you are watching Carnival 24. Coming up. Thousands celebrate Manchester's Caribbean culture at the popular parade in Carnival. The Cariwest parade brings the fun to Edmonton in Canada. And Rhianna ruffles feathers with high fashion at Grand Kadooment. Keep watching, we hope you enjoy the show, and remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and don't forget to check out our website, carnivalnetwork.co.uk. The 2019 Manchester Carnival was celebrated in true Caribbean style as the annual carnival made a welcome return to Alexandra Park and its surrounding streets. The festival that took place across Whalley Range and Moss Side is the largest in the northwest, featuring music, food and drink, a family fun fair and a party atmosphere. And after 4 decades, the popular event has evolved into one of the biggest highlights of the Manchester summer calendar. Despite the wind and some rain, the popular procession went ahead on Saturday alongside music, dance, costumes and traditional food from the Caribbean islands. The parade was made up of hundreds of participants, many of them wearing elaborate mask costumes decorated with feathers and sequins, dancing to the sounds of steel bands, soca bands and DJs. The 2-day event began on the 10th of August and ended the following day at Alexandra Park with a lineup of soca bands and dancehall reggae artists, underpinned by soca and bashment DJs. In the Canadian city of Edmonton, despite the overcast skies, hundreds of people lined Jasper Avenue to take in the extravaganza that Cariwest brings to downtown Edmonton. With music blaring from floats and sequins and feathers flying, the 35th annual Cariwest Festival Parade kicked off at noon on Saturday with 13 mass bands bringing Caribbean music, culture and pride to the streets of downtown Edmonton. Cariwest started out of a need for Caribbean immigrants to maintain their culture and share it with their new Canadian family, said Anna Maria Edwards, president of the Western Carnival Development Association. In her description of the event, she said the parade has grown since its inception in 1984, with more bands participating and ever-increasing popularity among the people of Edmonton. And she continued by saying that there are lots of different islands represented, but they're still all mixed together, so just because one of them might say Trinidad and Tobago, there are people from every island, every country, said Edwards. The Cariwest Festival enjoyed another incident-free year, ending on Sunday the 11th of August at 9 p.m. at the Caribbean Village, where attendees enjoyed some of the tastiest Caribbean food and partied to the sounds of the live main stage entertainment. And finally, Rhianna brought high fashion to the streets of Barbados, from Bank Hall to the mighty Griner Highway on Grand Kadooment Day. The Grammy Award-winning singer had fans across the Caribbean talking when she appeared in the Aura Band, outfitted in a cotton candy pink dress adorned with feathers. The dress, which was an obvious departure from the usual bikini and beads costume that she'd normally wear, was designed by David Laporte, a Dutch designer who has worked with the likes of Solange Knowles for the MET Gala 2016, as well as Sia and Jessie J. While fashion in mass is common in Trinidad and Tobago through contemporary bands such as K2K and The Lost Tribe, it isn't a norm in the Barbados cropover. However, there's now speculation that the appearance could potentially start a new trend, even though there's further speculation as to the reason behind her choice of a more conservative look for the 2019 Kadooment Day in Barbados. In addition to our final story, Notting Hill Carnival 2019 has proven to be a big success, prompting praise for the Notting Hill Carnival organisers, the Metropolitan Police and for the first time, 3 major newspapers. The 2019 Notting Hill Carnival proved to be one of the most successful in years, and it certainly seems as though the marketing that the Notting Hill Carnival organisers did with their press launch seems to have really worked well to promote the carnival. If you want to see our report on the press launch, you can find it right now on our YouTube page. The 2-day carnival proved to be the hottest carnival for several years. In fact, it was so hot that it caused problems with music equipment, causing music to cut out and resulting in 1 or 2 bands joining other carnival bands when the overheating problem couldn't be resolved. The Metropolitan Police contributed massively to the success of the carnival, implementing vehicle blockers and metal detector arches this year, which did a fantastic job of reducing crime figures. Over 1 million people attended the carnival, and though early reports say 350 people were arrested, this amounted to only 0.035% of the 1 million visitors who attended, making it one of the safest carnivals held in Notting Hill for many years, continuing the trend of making the carnival safer each year. The positivity of the Notting Hill Carnival has also been reflected in at least 3 newspapers, which are The Guardian, The Standard and The Huffington Post, highlighting the fun and enjoyment of the event experienced by the overwhelming amount of visitors that attended and supported the carnival, rather than crime statistics and the comparatively small amount of troublemakers. This year, the carnival had more than 60 carnival bands, 7 Brazilian bands, 38 sound systems and 3 live stages. On Carnival Saturday, and for those who don't know what Carnival Saturday is, this is the term used to describe the Saturday before the Carnival Parade, where people are making last-minute preparations or checking out one of the events that surround the Carnival. The Saturday before the Carnival, Panorama took place inside Elmsley Horniman Park for the 2nd year in a row. Now, for those who don't know what Panorama is, the Panorama is an annual steel pan competition. And in this year's competition were Croydon Steel Orchestra, Mangrove, Metronomes, Pan Nation and Phase 1, and this year's winners of the Notting Hill Panorama competition were Mangrove. This victory was followed by intense enjoyment the following day under the sun by participants and visitors as they enjoyed Juve morning and Carnival Sunday, where respect was shown to the victims of the Grenfell fire, with the mass bands and sound system shutting down for 72 seconds of silence at 3 p.m. on Carnival Sunday. And finally, on Carnival Monday, the streets were occupied by carnival masqueraders in costume throughout the day. All in all, it was another fantastic London Notting Hill Carnival. So, those were our news stories for this week. Coming up, we have our weekly quiz. Let us know how well you do, and let us know your thoughts on this week's news stories in the comment section. This is Garvey Campbell, and you have been watching Carnival 24.
Sugar must 45. Yeah. You ready? Yeah. You ready? Alright. I don't know what you came to do, but me are the whiny teacher. Then call me the whiny creature. Yeah. I don't know what you came to do, but me are the whiny teacher. Then call me the whiny creature. Now watch me show back on it, show back on it, tick tock. The way me want me, I stop the traffic, show back.